Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight, Australia, season 11, episode 8. 8? Is this 8 or 9? 8? I don't know. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Again, I'm going off of memory here for the most part, so if I get some things wrong, feel free to correct me. So we're picking up where we left off with Andrea and Richard's photo ranking challenge. She does open up to him, letting him know she did feel a little bit insecure about the challenge altogether.
I'm not as good looking as those girls. I'm 51. I always want my men to think I'm awesome and I think they're awesome kind of thing.
But you're more attractive to me than any of them. You got that, yeah?
That's not what you put though. I'm not as special as I thought I was. That's how it made me feel.
I'm glad that she did open up about the fact that, listen, say what you want to say about me being the most attractive, but end of the day, like, I am an older woman, they are younger women. There's already a preconceived notion that they're going to be more attractive than me. Thankfully, Richard did give her that reassurance to say she's the only one that he has eyes for, as he should, because anybody else, I don't know, sir. I got questions. And I have a question about a statement that he said in the previous episode too. Didn't he say she should be happy that she's ranked amongst the younger women? What did he mean by that? Somebody please elaborate. What did he mean by that? But anyways, because he knows that she wasn't feeling the best after that challenge, he dedicated the week to making her feel good, doing these gestures, giving her massages, you know, just showing her that he cares about her. It was good. Next couple we have is Eden and Jaden. So Eden tells Jaden that the main issue she had with him wasn't the story itself. Let me jog your memory in case you forgot from 24 hours ago. He forced his girlfriend to watch him have sexual intercourse with her best friend. So it's not the story that Eden had an issue with. It was the lack of remorse and regret that Eden took issue with.
Like, the act of what happened is twisted, it is, but it felt like you were proud of it. In the heat of the conversation, you couldn't even acknowledge that it wasn't the right thing to do at the time.
I'm gonna have to learn to handle those situations using my head and not my emotions. I have a lot of learning to do.
Yeah, I just feel like you're better than that and you need to react better than that.
I'm going to be.
Now, lack of remorse, yeah. Totally wrong. I still feel like the bigger offense is the offense itself. And somebody in the comments made a good point. Isn't that sexual assault? I didn't think of it in that way, but once I read the comment, I was like, I think it is. I think it is. So to just say it, to do it and then say it, and then have no remorse for doing and saying it was just crazy. Anyways, in this episode, he claims that he was a different person back then and he's changed now. He wouldn't do that going forward. I don't know if I believe him. Even the way that he's saying he's not that person anymore, he didn't really have much softness to him. I don't know. It seemed like he is still in that I can be vindictive if I wanted to kind of space. It felt like that to me. It could have just been the wrong day. It could have just been he wasn't in the mood to have the conversation. I don't know. But his demeanor definitely gave me the impression that vengefulness is a part of his character. So I would be scared if I were you, Eden, but all right. Then we have Natalie and Collins who do the photo ranking challenge. And honestly, with Natalie, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't.
I saw someone who was just like beaming, glowing, and the best way I know is your smile and your eyes.
They're all very physically fit and traditionally very good looking.
Do you not think you live a healthy lifestyle?
I do. Yeah. I'm just not as physically fit as some of the other girls. And he ranks me higher than gorgeous women like Eden and Cass and Tori.
I will say, I do feel like Collins was being performative, talking about, oh, well, you're fit. You're the most gorgeous girl in here. You're great. You're whatever. I do think he was laying it on a little bit thick. Okay. I think if intertwined the relationship they've built up into this point, maybe Natalie would have believed him a little bit more. But to say, you know, we're going off of looks and lifestyle and you match the other women, Natalie already doesn't believe that. So you saying that was not going to convince her that that's how you truly feel. Then on the other hand, if she would have been further down the line, she would have had an issue with that too, because what do you mean I'm not on par with the other women? Like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Can we have a little moment of honesty though? I think the picture that they chose for her was a setup. Absolutely. We know she's not the type to get dolled up. She keeps telling us how she's not the typical baddie Australian girl. But that picture lined up with the other pictures, it obviously looks like she's the dull one of the group. Hair flat, no makeup, bad lighting. Like it was a complete setup. If we're being honest too, I think he put Ellie first. If Natalie was to get dolled up, she kind of favors Natalie. Ellie, does she not? I feel like they kind of look a little bit similar. So I don't think Collins is too far off by putting them next to each other. But again, why is Natalie even here? Why is she here? She already feels like this man doesn't like her. Like, why return? I don't know. Let's move on. Ellie and Ben do the values ranking challenge. Didn't go well.
Family orientated first, wants children, like must.
I'm also very much open to the possibility of having a family, but it's not, well, I'll have children with anybody, don't care.
I'm not just gonna have children for the sake of it because my body clock. No way.
She just wants to be a mum. It's very common. Kids are very important for females, I understand.
A few things that really set me off with Ben, okay? He said he's open to the possibility of having kids, which obviously means if it don't happen, he is not pressed at all. Being with somebody who has that mentality, to me, would just not be, it just wouldn't be. It can't be. Because I need you to want what I want. And then if it doesn't happen, okay, it's unfortunate, but at least we know that our goals and our aspirations are the same. You're telling me you're indifferent? Indifferent to me is the same as me being with somebody who doesn't want them. To me, if I want it that bad. So, no. Then he says to her, you know, she's very sensitive. And so, obviously, she would be sensitive about this thing because she's just so sensitive. He brought up sensitive a few times, and I was like, It reminds me of that couple, was it Sarah and Tim, who were on their honeymoon, and he told her to calm down. Like, the guys say these statements that they know are going to trigger the woman that they're with, and it's very insensitive to me. So sure, you know, what's her name? Ellie might be sensitive, but Ben, that was very insensitive of you. And then he goes on to say, kids are very important for females. When he said that, I, too, a sensitive female, was triggered. I was. I don't have an issue with guys using the word females, but just the way that he said it, and in the context of this conversation, it felt very demeaning to me. It did. I didn't like it at all. So later on, when you see Lauren doing her photo ranking challenge and she puts Ben and Jack at the bottom, basically saying like she doesn't believe anything Ben says, she feels like he's only here for clout and all that stuff. I'm on that boat. I'm on that boat completely. He's so insensitive, and it seems like his intention here is to just, whatever, you know, if I connect with somebody, that's cool. But the main objective is to be somebody after this show. I feel like he wanted a TV moment here with Ellie, and he definitely got that. Tristan still has not kissed Cassandra. Poor Cassandra's over here frustrated.
You wouldn't have to make the move, because I haven't had a girlfriend in like 7 years. I'm still trying to figure this shit out.
I would like him to kiss me, but he's definitely just said it's all on you.
For a long time, I always thought that like the only way a girl would love me if I had a six-pack. There has been a lot of times during the experiment I wanted to lean over and kiss you. The thought that you aren't attracted to me scares me.
When we first saw Tristan, we touched on his insecurities potentially being an issue. They are definitely showing up now. He does say that in past relationships, he felt like, or has it been relationships? Yeah, he was in one like 7 years ago. He didn't feel appreciated. He didn't feel desired. He has never felt like the catch of his friends. And so being here with Cassandra, he's intimidated. I guess he has the opinion of, you know, why would she be into me? All the other women don't see me that way, so why would you see me that way? Valid thoughts, definitely valid thoughts. We all have moments of insecurity, but yeah, projecting them onto somebody who hasn't given you that inkling is not fair. Cassandra, I still feel like Cassandra and Tristan are just going to be friends, but based on what we've seen so far, she hasn't given him any reason to think that she isn't attracted to him, except his own thoughts that he's now making bigger than they need to be. So yeah, she's just saying, I don't want to be the one to make the first move. I want you to make the first move because you're my man. They go for a walk or something like that, and he did it.
It's always like a bit of a spark.
Yeah.
I'm nervous that once we actually do it, and probably could be part of the reason I maybe held back on not doing it. But like, that if we don't have that, then how do we move from there? There you go.
That's beautiful.
I care about you.
Thank
Could have
you.
just done it just then. It looks pretty. See? Done. Look at that. Look at that. Just like that.
It was a little bit awkward, as Tristan is, but he did it. She was happy that it happened. She was very giddy. I think it's a step in the right direction, but if he's going to be in his head the whole time, he's going to be his own enemy for sure, the enemy of his own progress. I still don't even see the potential there, but it seems like Cassandra is open. So Tristan just has to work himself into being more self-confident. Because if he's going to be this insecure and projecting it on Cassandra, eventually she's going to decide that this is not for her. Lauren and Jonathan do the photo ranking challenge, and you know, everybody to Jonathan is just so lovely.
Which out of these two heads am I going to put last? Like, I don't believe anything he says when he speaks. I just think that he's just, like, here for attention.
Like, Lucinda's really lovely. Tori is absolutely lovely. Cass is just, like, the most lovely person in the world. Ellie's really lovely.
And she's got massive titties, and I know you're a titty man.
You're definitely the most lovely.
If you say so.
Job done.
I hate that I'm siding with Lauren. Like, Lauren is so abrasive, but oftentimes she says what I'm thinking. I was thinking the same, but use a different adjective. Say something else. Lovely is getting on my nerves. It's too much. Regardless, they both put each other as first on the ranking, in the rankings. I think they did great. I think they did a great job explaining why they were attracted to each other. I think she did good at reassuring him that, listen, yeah, you are a great person, but I think you are the bee's knees, okay? I think you're fine as hell, and that's my man. Like, she's very proud to be with Jonathan. Love that for her. Yeah, maybe they do have potential, you know. She's abrasive, but she needs that calm. And maybe he needs somebody who's just as out there as Lauren to get him out of his shell just a little bit. It's a nice balance. It's a yin and yang, and it's working so far. Timothy and Lucinda's values are almost identical until the topic of sex.
Jesus Christ, she asked me this morning, are you keen to go to a 4-day Tantra sex festival up in the mountains? No, I'm not keen to go. Wow, good in bed.
It's right down the bottom for you, isn't it? Are you a sexual being?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing so honestly.
So the sex and intimacy are going to go hand in hand with these two. Basically, he feels like sex is not as important for him just because he's not as sexually experienced as Lucinda is. I don't think that has to be mutually exclusive. I think sex can still be important to you even though you're not very explorative. But to him, he says it's not that important. So fine, that's his prerogative. So with sex not being as high on the list, intimacy is also not something that he's really, enforcing a lot. And so Lucinda's getting frustrated. He referred to her, no, he didn't refer to her as her dog, but he made a correlation between the cleanliness of his dog and her, which to me, I don't know. I don't think I would have taken that well, but she did. So, all right. Then as time went on, she was like, okay, I understand we're not on the same level, but you're giving me nothing. You're not trying at all. What do you guys think Timothy should do? I will always struggle with this question because I genuinely don't know. Because at what point does it turn into leading somebody on, especially when you know they are on a higher level than you are? Like, where's the line? I don't know. So with Timothy's also going to be the one getting in his own way. Same with Tristan. Damn. What's the plan of action, guys? I don't know. I don't know what he should do. I don't know what he should do. I think he should at least try. I thought he was trying when he brought flowers, but she didn't perceive that as him trying. So, yikes. Try again. Then we have Tim. Tim has trust issues. Honey, who in this process does not? So Tim has been cheated on in the past, and it has affected the way that he trusts women in relationships, especially now that Sarah and Tim are doing a phone exchange and she don't want to do it.
I haven't given you a reason not to trust me, so what's the point?
The concern of mine would be if you're talking to other people outside this, you know, other guys.
I'm not. Trusting is allowing someone to just be like, there's nothing there, just trust me, and that's it.
We know that Sarah also has trust issues because she was cheated on as well, right? And then both their arguments are valid, but I side with Tim on this one. For Sarah, she's saying, the fact that you need to look into my phone shows that you probably don't trust me. And then for Tim, he's saying the fact that you won't let me look in your phone means that you don't trust me. She's very adamant to say that there's nothing in my phone that's incriminating against me. There's nothing to be concerned about. I'm not talking to other men. You have nothing to worry about. And he's like, okay, so then let me see the phone. Like, what? If there's nothing to worry about, then let me see the phone. The reason why I side with Tim is, even though I agree with Sarah, I think rummaging through people's phones is a sign of insecurity and distrust. You are in this process, and it is a part of the process. It is a task that's been given to you by the experts. I feel like if you're going to immerse yourself fully in this experience, you do have to do the tasks that they give you, at least in your own way. If you put a timer on it, or if you say, I don't know, whatever, but just to engage in the task itself, to me, shows that you're committed to the process. Unless you have a legitimate reason like Timothy did. Was it Timothy? Yeah, like Timothy did in the last episode with the photo ranking. It's kind of creepy as an old man, you know, ranking the attractiveness of young women. Totally understand. But Sarah, I'm looking at you. Sarah. You say there's nothing to hide, so why are you hiding it? I don't know. Invasion of privacy, I don't know how much that holds up in this specific experiment, but let's move on. Tori and Jack are last. They do the photo ranking challenge. This man is very explicit about the things that he likes and the things that he does not like.
Long hair, can't stand short hair on women. Don't know who does.
I am a brunette guy, like if I had to pick.
And brunette over blonde as well, and I like big boobs.
Don't want to walk home with someone that's 6 inches taller than me either. I'm going to feel like a little bitch by the time I get home.
I just can't take these ladies to bed, I'm sorry.
If she was dolled up, and she was dolled up night out, I wouldn't even go to Lauren. Based on what I know, she's too loud for me. It like makes me look the other way.
I was here watching him talk about the women, just cringing. Just, ugh. I'm a titty, big titties, all this and that. I was just like, ew, gross. So I was here thinking, Miss Tori is going to say, ew, gross. Especially after he asks her to justify to him why she measures up to the women in the lineup. I'm thinking there's no way she's going to do it. She does. She does. She then proceeds to justify to Jack why she is on par with the other women.
Why am I
Convince your husband you're the hottest. Why are you the hottest?
Good teeth,
Yeah.
good lips, great brows. Are they mine? No. Great tits. Again, not mine, but I'll take it.
You have a nice body, you have nice big boobies,
But I can easily say I have you up here.
Tori, this is embarrassing. You're so embarrassing. And she now is getting a kick out of the most egotistical guy giving her confirmation that she, in fact, does measure up to the other women. She's like, I'm not insecure with anybody. Nobody can say anything to me. Look, we're perfectly matched. We're the best. Ew! Disgusting. I made a comparison about her and Bronte in the last episode. She's worse. She's worse than Bronte. Not only are you now just complacent in whatever it is that he's doing, you get a kick out of it. You actually feel boosted by this misogynist. Maybe let me not call him misogynist. I don't know him like that. By this egotistical man giving you validation. That makes you feel good, Tori. Okay, girl. Anyways, the next episode is on Sunday. We get a little bit of a break. But honey, why is Collins going toe-to-toe with John? What are you doing? Why are you yelling at John? Don't yell at John. This is John. What are you, Collins? No. I'm so glad that John is going to call him out too. I don't know what the back and forth is about, but Collins needs to be given a wake-up call. I don't know what is wrong with that man. I don't know why he's here. I don't know why he's wasting Natalie's time, even though she's in part wasting her own time. It's a weird situation. Also, it seems like Jack is going to be ejected. Love that for me. Tori, after seeing you this episode, I hope you follow right behind him. Anyways, as always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.